All right, he's playing in the snow with my daughter. Whatever snow left on the ground. So whatever happened to this big snowstorm? Look at the perps over there. Look at the perps standing over there. Around 9 o'clock, right? A little after nine. It's going on 9:30 or so. And actually, I think it was about maybe a little after nine. And when I got in, Pam was up. She wasn't dressed for work, because she was like yesterday. She was like, "Well, I told her I'll be here between 9 and 9:30. I mean, 10, between 9 and 10, 10 or 9. That's what I said to her. So then later on, she comes to me, and so I said to her, I said after about an hour, she's still in the house. I said, Pamela, why are you still here? I thought she was going to work. She was like, I said, she was like, oh, I decided since you were here, not to go. I'm like, what? I said, well, you could have called me. You could have called me if you wasn't going to go to work. You could have called me and say, hey, I'm not going to work. You know, I said, you got me coming here early. She was like, well, you didn't call. I said, I don't want to hear that. I mean, come on. See, I knew something was up. I keep telling her. She keep trying to make me into a babysitter for these kids while she go, running around or what have you. And I'm like, look, I don't mind being here for the kids. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow's Valentine's. And you ain't having me watching no kids for the day and for the night while you go out doing whatever you want to do. That shit ain't happening. Because then she came to me later on and she was like, I'm gonna go out later. I'm gonna head into the city. I'm like, really? I said, look, I know there's a reason why you wanted me here, why you didn't call me, right? She took off from work yesterday because of the snowstorm. She knows she wasn't going to go to work, right? So I came here early, and she was targeting me again, trying to, with her and the police, got the police in the background using their sirens. She's walking in the living room doing these hand signals and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you keep listening to these people, right? They're not trying to do you good or do you right. Okay, they're just manipulating you to get at me. Okay, and she's falling for it, but I'm not going to be a tool that she can play as a fiddle. That's not going to happen. So I told her, I said to her, I said, well, I won't be here because I'm going home later, and because she came in this morning when I came in there this morning, I walked into this is what she did. They'll do the police sirens. She'll walk into the living room or she's standing in the foyer where I can see her. And if I turn to look at her, she'll walk away, right? And she's looking at me too. I know she's looking at me. Went in the kitchen and, she's in the foyer. As I went to the kitchen to get something to eat, she literally was standing in the foyer and then started running as I went into the foyer to go into the kitchen. But it's a behavior that I've seen from her before. Is this thing repeats itself, right? The type of targeting that they do, it repeats itself. Okay, because she's done that before many times. Then about an hour later, she comes into the kitchen now, standing right next to me, and I said, Pam, because I wouldn't say about an hour later, maybe about 10-15 minutes. I'm making breakfast, and she comes, stand up into the kitchen, standing next to me. And I said to her, and she's not doing anything, like just standing there. And I turned to her and I said, Pamela, what happened? Why are you just standing there? I said, a few minutes ago, you were running away from me. I came get ready to go into the kitchen. I walked into the foyer, and you just turned around and you bolted, But I'm just like, what are they doing? Are they trying to get some type of emotional rise out of me? Or is it something that she is doing to make it seem like if I'm aggressive, right? Which I'm not, okay? But whatever it is that she's telling whoever, because I know how women are. Women, they're deceivers, they're lies. Not all of them, but the way how they behave today, they're even more toxic, more narcissistic, more calculated, more conniving. Because again, this is what the white supremacists have been doing to us as a people, as a group, right? So I didn't say anything. Then she kind of like walked off, and then she came back again and started talking to me, and I'm just like, I'm like, wow. Anyhow, so I told her, I said, if she was like, oh, I'm going to later. I said, that's the reason why you wanted me here, okay? If you know you was going to be home today, right? Why have me come? Why tell me, you're going to work when you know that you're not? and you give me some bullshit excuse about because I'm here, so this is the reason why you're not going to work. That doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then later on, you're telling me now, oh, you're going into the city, right? After I told you that, you see, when I set boundaries for myself with her, nope, she'll do everything she can to manipulate it. And the only thing I ask her to do, I said, listen, if I don't mind if you're going with your girlfriends, I watch the kids. You know what I'm saying? I spend the night if that's the until you come home, right? But I'm not watching the kids, particularly if it's not my turn to watch the kids. If it's not my weekend. When it was my weekend, she had a plan. I came here and I stayed here, for the day. Of course, I left at night and I texted her and I left around and I leave around 10, because if I know she's going all day, I leave around 10 and I call and I text her and I said, listen, don't have the kids here all night, okay? Because I'm leaving now. So, you know what I'm saying? So I've done that, right? If it's my turn to watch the kids, but this is a school night, so you're going out on tonight. Then what time you come home? Are the kids going to get to school on time this tomorrow? That's my concern. Like I said, I said, listen, Pamela, I don't care who you date, right? But what I do care about is whoever you date, whether it's negatively affecting our kids in terms of them, you not taking care of them the way you're supposed to, and even though you don't take care of them the way you're supposed to anyway, at least not in the way that deals with their sleep patterns, their education, when they're sick and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, listen, I don't really care who you date, but if you are dating somebody and it's affecting our kids, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to say something. I'm not going to just stand by. And too many times you see women get out of relationship and go with toxic men because they have this or they have that, right? And then they just totally abandon their kids. Though she's abandoned our kids a long time ago in terms of their schooling, making sure that they go to bed at a decent time, making sure that they do their homework, that making sure if they're sick, take them to the hospital. There are times where I had to really have to be like, Pamela, come on. You waiting for me to come when you can take them to the hospital, take our daughter to the hospital or Ethan to the hospital? So again, they try to make this false narrative, right? That I'm jealous, I'm violent, and this and that. And I'm neither of those things, right? And again, everybody has jealousy in them. Everybody have a tendency to be upset, but very few people go into a violent streak, okay? Let's look at the statistics compared to the overall population. But the narrative they want, because they are in a position of authority and they can manipulate people however they want. They can change the narrative. They can create negative narrative about a person. They can manipulate a person in many different ways. All right. So I'm just like I tell us, look, you can go, but I'm gonna leave here. I'm not staying here late. And when I leave, I'll text you. Please don't have these kids in the house all night by themselves because they have school in the morning. And I'm sure you have, maybe she might not go to work, but that's not my business. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But, if you think that, because again, whenever she hears the police siren, she'll come into the living room or she'll come into the kitchen where I'm standing and engage in some sort of targeting, right? To try to manipulate me into staying to watch the kids for her while she go out on her date. It's not happening. Not happening. You have your aunt. You tell her, you have your aunt. You can, call your aunt. You have cousins. Call your cousins, right? If you want to go, and I think the reason why, because she's done it before, and she done to them what she used to do to me, meaning that she there's no courtesy on her part. She'll come whenever she wants, I'm saying that's why nobody wants to watch the kid. I shouldn't even say that. I don't really know, but this is what I think. And I think nobody wanted to watch the kids, but because she burned too many bridges when it comes to that, right? When it comes to people watching our kids. For her, she's burned too many bridges by not not coming and get the kids when she says she's supposed to get the kids, right? And so other people are like, no, because I said before, I told her before many times, you have no courtesy when it comes to certain things, and particularly when I used to watch the kids while she go out with her male friends before, okay, but she burned those bridges with me a long time ago. She'll come on whenever she wants. Oh, I wasn't thinking about you and this and that and all this stuff. So I put my foot down, right? But now I'm supposed to be the bad guy? No, hell no. Forget that shit. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.